Alrighty, so summary for Blood Oath. Now, of course, I have to preface this by saying that, this is all prototype, pre-production, pre-Kickstarter stuff, that definitely will affect things, and the final product obviously will differ quite a bit. Even, no doubt, rules-wise and such, I'm sure there will be, little minor changes here and there, and possibly stretch goal stuff that changes things, and who knows. But from what I've seen, this is really quite an enjoyable little experience. For us, it doesn't quite have the charm of Colony Clash because we just love the little bugs. We love the goofy little cockroaches and flies and spiders. And yeah, right, the cockroaches and their charge. But gameplay-wise, mechanically, it's very solid. It, scratches a lot of the itch that something like Magic the Gathering would without the constant investment of time and money in the collecting and deck building aspect. Now, a lot of people really enjoy that. I played on a semi-pro tour level for a while in Magic. Obviously, I enjoyed it too. But, these days, I just don't have that kind of time or want to spend that kind of money. And, for people who like a quick, brutal, in-your-face little card battle, this is a great example of that. There's lots of neat little powers, lots of cool timing and things you can do, you saw it. I was very heavily on the ropes, and then, a few lucky cards, some clever play, and just managed to turn everything around and get right back in that. Now, I'm sure one concern a lot of people will have is the player count. 2 or 3 is very specific.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, actually, that what you could do is get, 2 or 3 core sets and play kind of tournament style with a whole bunch of your friends, like a point system, the winner gets, 3 points or something, second place gets 1, third place gets 0, and do kind of a tournament ladder thing, get, box of candy bars or something as a prize, just something cool like that. And it would work really well in that capacity. You could even, theoretically, if you had the floor or table space, make a giant circle with 2 core boxes, have 6 people. Mechanically, the game would work, if you arranged it a little more like this, and made a bigger circle. There's nothing mechanically that would get screwed up by doing that, at least nothing in the prototype stuff I have. So you could theoretically make a giant 6-player, when somebody dies, just pull their board out and close the circle a little. And as people start dying, you could start setting up a secondary game for them, because it all plays so quick and, intense that you could have a whole crazy, chaotic thing going on. And beyond that, as a backer of Colony Clash, I just want to mention that Seta was a really fantastic company to deal with. Basically, the short version is that Imperia, the original, main company behind Colony Clash, went completely under. And Seta managed to scrape, scrabble, and scroop up the money to actually still produce and send us the game at not a single cent of additional cost to us backers, fulfilling every last ridiculous promise Imperia made. And that's fantastic. I mean, that is terrific. So that's my one and only experience with the company, and it was a terrific one. So back to the game, though, we've really enjoyed the way the leaders work. We've really enjoyed the interactions, the quickness, and everything of it. The art is fantastic, not for everybody, obviously. Particularly Boob Lady has the risk of offending, but she's really the only risque card in there.
She is.
She's it, Nothing else, unless you're offended by vampires, in which case, why are you even looking at this Kickstarter project? Honestly. But no, beyond that, really a good, solid little experience. I can't wait to see what these giant, crazy boards look like in the final, production version. They're going to be so cool. It's probably worth the price of admission just for these awesome boards.
Yeah, no, the boards are very well.
Because this art on some actual, material.
Not just cardstock.
Yeah. I mean, you did a fantastic job assembling it, sweetie, but, there's only so much we can do with our terrible materials. So hopefully this proved useful. Questions, comments, concerns, feel free to, post in the YouTube comments or over on Board Game Geek, pretty easy to find. So until next time,
I'd like to add that as a 2-player game, it's fun. I like it better as a 3-player.
yeah, I suppose. It definitely works 2-player, but yeah, 3 is probably the sweet spot. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
I probably should have asked that before starting my trademark signed off. Until next time, get off your computer and play some more games.